Hi, it's Dan, the real estate guy, coming to you from the home office with just a brief video that kind of follows up on that trustee sale area. I wanted to let you know more detail about how to properly plug into these guys at the courthouse steps. You know, I mentioned that it's just not the place for you to be and risk your checks at this point, or your money, I should say. Let the pros do that. I'm watching new people lose money on a regular basis. I've watched a few $1 million be lost over the last 24 months. It's not cool. I watch people go out of business. It's just not a good thing for a beginner. They just didn't know what they didn't know, and they got chewed up and spit out basically at the courthouse steps. You have to realize most pros down there, and I got to tell you, in my area there's 40 to 50 people there sometimes, but I only count about 17 pros in the whole valley. All right, these are people that have done more than 100 transactions. You know, I've done 1,000. There's a few people that have done way more than me. All right, there's at least 1 or 2 people that may do over 100 per year. And they just have this huge machine set up. They have 15 to 20 people working for them, and they've just got a buying and selling machine. I'm a smaller operation with 3 people working with me. You know, a team of 4 people counting me. 30 hours of preparation, basically, 30 man-hours of preparation for each one day that I go down there, right? So remember, this is my least favorite way to buy. It just happens to be one of the methods I'm using right now in my marketplace. There's only 1 or 2 other methods that are working of the 16 different methods I've used over the years. It's just because the market is just discombobulated. I'm starting to see now that some of the other methods are going to start working again. It's really important to understand that a few years ago, when the market topped and headed down quickly, it was the first time in over 20 years at that point. It's been 25 years now, but at that point I realized it was the first time in over 20 years that of all my methods, none of them were working. That was the first time. So it's a very, very unusual market. Very unusual to see it go straight up as much as it did and then straight down as much as it did. Just much more rise and fall, so to speak, in this boom and bust. But that spells opportunity for you and I in big, big, big letters, all right? So it's going to go on for a while, it looks like. So I want to give you some specifics now. We already told you why these guys may let you add on to their wholesale buying list, that it is good for them to take cash and close quickly in some cases, rather than go on the retail market and take a little bit longer and to deal with what we call the industry problems. If you haven't watched that video yet, you need to. But there's a reason that they want to work with you from time to time. But again, as I warned you before, if you don't take the time to learn the terminology, if you don't take the time to learn the market, you can be taken advantage of. I know that you hear win-win on all my videos, but you have to realize not everybody plays the way I do. I believe it's the best way to go. I believe you can do better if you're making sure that everyone's winning in the transaction. There are folks out there that would be glad to sell you a property at too high a value for you to make any money. I watch that happen on a frequent basis. I don't like that method because if I did that to you, you wouldn't come back and buy a second one. I have people that bought 4 or 5 properties. I'd rather sell you, 4 or 5 properties a year than to find 5 different guys to sell those to, right? So I think it's important to make your wholesale buyer win, but not everybody feels that way. So be very, very careful. I think they think there's so many of you out there, and I don't believe that, but I think they think they'll just find another guy, or they just don't care. All right, they don't care. They'll retail it if no one comes along. So if somebody comes along and they sense that you don't know the market, you don't know values, they may give you a number that's too big. They know it. They may even be surprised when you say yes, but if you close, they don't care. All right? I work it differently. If you're on my wholesale list, I give you a price that I believe you can make money. I sometimes even tell a person, if you pay this and you put this much in fix-up, you'll make that, right? And a couple people I told that to did exactly that. They didn't overspend when they fixed it up, and they listed it at the price that I told them they could list it at, and it worked, right? Now that person's coming back. They're going to do another transaction. I love to do that. I love to groom as many wholesale buyers as I can. I don't have enough in most cases, right? Sometimes you have too many, right? It's real ebb and flow in this business, some people call it feast or famine. But I like to have a strong wholesale buyers list and be able to wholesale some of these properties. All right, it's very busy down there. I was trying to think about how do I teach you how to contact these guys, and I thought the best way is to think about when I'm down there and somebody approaches me, what would be the best technique, because I've had it happen quite a bit down there. One thing you need to note is that when you first get there, 9:30 in the morning is usually when they start. There's going to be postponements read for a while. Some of the pros want to listen to those postponements, some of them don't. All right? But you don't even know yet who's a pro, so you're better off just listening along with them. Wait until they do the first round of sales, maybe 2 or 3 properties sell. See who's bidding. All right? Those are not the observers. Those are people that brought checks. Those are probably pros, and they're bidding for the properties. Now note that some of them are just bidders. They're not the buyer. They've got an iPhone with the wire and they're talking to the boss. The boss is the buyer. So you kind of want to first talk to people that are really buying for themselves, like I do. You won't see a wire in my ear. I'm not talking to anybody, I'm making the decisions. Right? Those other folks can't make a decision, they can't put you on the list, they aren't the guy. Right? So see if you can tell who's the guy and who's not the guy. Right? Then, if there's a break, you know, if the auctioneer calls off a few sales, a few postponements, he might say 10-minute delay. Or he might sell one and say 5-minute delay while he's filling out the paperwork with that buyer. So note who bought, but who else is bidding. Maybe pull them aside, ask them if they'll give you a couple minutes of time, and then show them that you have a contact card. Right? Put right on the card that you're a cash buyer, can close fast. Right? Have cash, can close fast. If you have parameters like single family home or duplex, what have you, put it on the list. Let them know you can make a decision fast. Right? You're trying to get on their wholesale buying list. Alrighty? You want to have phone numbers on there. You want to have your best phone number, probably your cell. You want to have your email address on there, one that you check every day. Right? If you have multiple emails, use the right one. Keep it short. Let them know that you know they're busy and they're working right now, but you're looking for transactions that you can buy and that you'd like to close within 24 hours or 48 hours, probably better to say 48 hours, of the time that they get their deed. So as soon as they get their deed, you're ready to close, right? As soon as they offer you a property, they give you an address, you're going to make a decision quickly for them, 24 to 48 hours, and you're ready to go. If you have the cash, proof of cash, bring that with you. Show them you have the cash. And that's the best way to plug into these guys. Don't take a lot of their time, they're busy down there. They may even run away while you're talking to them. The auctioneer might start again and they've got to move right in. They're doing their job, right? If they're a bidder, they're doing their job for the boss. If they're the boss, they're doing the job for themselves, right? If you could plug into 5 to 10 of these folks, you could even go to multiple counties if you're willing to work a few counties. Now you might be able to reach your volume of transactions by the offers that you get to go buy. Now, if they offer you a property and a price, just take down the information, but in your mind, kind of disregard the price. You know they'll sell it to you for that, but don't be influenced by that. Go ahead and do your own due diligence, run your comps the way we suggest, right? Run them the way I run them, drive the property, hopefully they can get you inside. If it's vacant, you want to get inside. If they don't have the key yet, wait till they get the key. But have all your information down so that as soon as you get inside, now you can refine your fix-up work that you saw through the windows, right? You can figure it out. You can confirm that you can do that transaction, do your buy sheet, know your margin, know what you can sell it for, know your return on investment. If you need approval from your money guy, if your money guy also has to see the transaction, then make sure they're involved too. Don't give them a yes until you know you can close the deal. The worst thing you can do is tell them you're going to close and not close. You're off the list. That's the way I do it. If someone says they're going to do a deal and they don't do the deal, they're off the list. I don't have time for that. These guys are busy, right? Someone puts one in escrow with me and goes 20 days in a 30-day escrow. Actually, in a cash deal, it should be very, very fast. But, you go in escrow and you don't close, then you're off the list, right? You at least drop to the bottom and have to work your way back up, or you're gone, depending on what happened, all right? So that's how you plug into the pros. Again, this makes this technique of trustee sales safe for you because for all practical purposes, you're not working the courthouse steps at that moment. You're buying from someone else who risked their money at the courthouse steps. They had to do the research. They had to know they were buying the correct loan. They had to know whether or not there were liens that would come with that, property taxes that would come with that. None of that's yours. See, that's why it's safer for you to do it this way. So you're going to plug in. It allows you some leverage of other folks. Remember, I believed in this enough that I asked to plug into other buyers before I built my machine to go down there and bid. I only built my machine and went down to bid is because they didn't provide enough properties, right? They liked the idea, I just wasn't getting to the top of their list quick enough. So I had the time, the money, and the skills to build a machine, spend that 30 hours of research, between 4 people, see all those properties and be ready to bid. It's a lot of work. It's the hardest I've worked in a long time. But it's working for me. I do wholesale some, and I retail some, right? I'm looking forward to when some of the other methods are working. I did buy several on the other methods, but there'll be a time when lots of those methods work. It's coming. And when it happens, I'll be reporting back to you so you can check those things in your area and see if they're working for you. I'll see you on the next video.